Hello and welcome to Meanwhile, back on the hobby farm. Today is Harvesting Herb Sunday. If you remember last time, I had peppermint plants hanging up over here drying, and I will show you those right now. Here's the peppermint that was hanging up. I got a whole half bushel basket full. I'm going to sit down later on when I'm all done my chores, and I'm going to take them all off of the stems, and I'm not going to individually package it tonight, but I'm going to put it in a sealed container until I get around to doing that. Anyway, back to the spearmint. It's good for aromatherapy, digestion, irritable bowel syndrome, culinary, obviously. A mint julep, can't beat those, right? Next to it is apple mint. Oh, I love this stuff. Unfortunately, some of the woodchucks got to a lot of the plants, but I was able to harvest a little bit. I got to get rid of those woodchucks, and we will talk about those pests in a minute. But really good for you. It's good for calcium, vitamin D, great for your bones. Over here is stevia. We talked about that on the last video. Natural, Mother Nature's natural sugar, no calories, no side effects, none of that stuff. We got some, I lost the signal here. We got some lemon balm over here. Little bit of sage. Sage is good for a lack of energy. Definitely, I need that. I need that sometimes. Some of you are saying, no way. You don't lack it. I do lack energy sometimes. Over here, these three things over here is oregano over here. And over here is some comfrey. And then we're going to come over here. And I've got some mugwort over here, which is great for irritable bowel syndrome, insomnia. All of these are going to be made into teas this year. I'm not going to do any caplets. Over here is feverfew. If people only knew. I hear so many people talking about, oh, I've got headaches. I had to go to the hospital. They were so bad, the migraine headaches. This is feverfew. This is what you need, folks. You don't have a headache and then decide to take a feverfew caplet, which you can get at vitamin stores, or you can make it in teas. That's not the way it works. This is a preventative herb. You take 1 or 2 caplets a day or a cup of tea once a day for about 6 weeks. It gets into your system. It actually prevents you from getting a lot of the headaches. Again, doesn't stop you making them go away. It prevents you from getting them. And I've told so many people over the years about this that suffer from long term. I know a couple of people, not many, who gave it a try. They did the caplet route, and 2 months later they got a hold of me and said, Ken, you're a lifesaver. I used to have to go to the hospital with my migraine headaches was so bad. They would give me pain medicines and shots, and they would just come back. And one of them came back and said it's been over 12 years since they've had any headaches, and they used to have them quite frequently. And the other 99.9% of the people, you give them the advice, and they just reach for the Tylenol. Good for them. They'll have those headaches and side effects from that Tylenol for the rest of their life. But hey, you know, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, right? Over here, we have mother's wort right up here. Look at those babies. Those things are going really well. Mother's wort is good for your cardiovascular system. It's good for cholesterol. Will help lower cholesterol. Drink some tea. You said, I can't drink all these teas in one day. You can mix a lot of these in here. You can, put them in a tea ball, a pinch of this, a pinch of that, and you're going to be good to go. It's good for female hormone issues, but we won't get into that. Over here, valerian root. Look at those babies. Those are my longest herbs that I have. Check that out, from floor to ceiling. This stuff is great for people that have different types of addictions to drugs. Helps you to quit smoking. It's good for your cardiovascular system. It's good for coughs. And what we do with this is we actually use the whole root. You can use the leaves and the flowers, which I'm going to. I'm going to be making teas out of these. But the roots are the most potent. And I'm going to put a little bit of the roots in my tea blend, but I'm going to actually have separate jars just for the root system. Good stuff. Over here, folks, I'm sure you know what this stuff is right here. Floor to ceiling again. Stinging nettles. These are the things that you touch and you get pricked all over your hand and you break out with a rash. I got another one over here. And what I'm going to tell you about this stuff, folks, is a true story. About 12 years ago, as for those of you that aren't aware, I am a licensed private investigator. About 12 years ago, I had to do a surveillance. It was out in the country. And the only way I could get some footage of the person jumping on a trampoline on their front lawn, which they shouldn't have been, they had a bad back. Hey, I should have given them some herbs for that. But anyway, what ended up happening was, again, there was some public land up against their property, and I started to walk back there, and this stuff was growing all over the place. I was covered. I came home. I had broken out. I had a rash. It was a nightmare. So what I ended up actually doing was, the next day I came in, and that night when I went home, I drank 2 cups of tea, with stinging nettles tea. And the next morning I drank some, and I went back, set up my surveillance location in the middle of this stinging nettle patch. I was out there and no bother. I had no itching going on, nothing. Some people actually can extract the moisture from these, and you can actually put it on any irritations that you have in your skin. Kind of weird, huh? This plant is the one that gives you the irritation, but you can use actually the liquid, I call it the liquid sap from it, rub it on there, and it'll actually take care of the reaction that you're having. I know, kind of strange. But it's also good for allergies. This is a great early spring. You get some ragweed problems. Telling you, this is the stuff you want to take. You take these caplets, and it's so much better than taking over-the-counter antihistamines. Yeah, that stops the eye watering and the nose running, but it also shuts down your immune system and opens you up for any kind of other diseases and whatever that wants to get viruses that want to get into your body because your immune system shut off. You take this stuff, it doesn't nothing to do with your immune system, but it actually will stop the symptoms without the side effects. Over here, folks, is my herb scissors. Check that out, huh? Snip, snip, huh? Looks like something Mrs. Bobbitt would have used back in the early 80s. But these are great for cutting herbs. You can cut a whole bunch of them at one time and harvest them a lot quicker. I use those quite a bit. I used them today. And I have some fans going on here. I've got 3 fans. I've got a lot of herbs going this time. Folks, yes, you're saying, Ken, what is this green stuff? Don't you ever sweep or dust things off? Hey, I dust one of those off. The floor, look at that. You said, oh my gosh. No, I purposely leave that there because most of those are mint, and I do that to keep rodents out, and it does. They will not mess with the herbs. They do not like that smell. I've got another fan going over here, and this one is going towards this cream of the crop. You're seeing light in the window. When I'm done here, I am blocking those off. Both windows will be, there's 2 windows in here, and the pub pellet, and they're coming off. They're going to be blocked. We want it dark, we want it cooler, and we want ventilation. Here's another fan, and that is going up for all of these. If you remember on my other video, this is Mighty Mite, my hen that had mites that almost killed her. She's blind now. She may gain her sight back. Actually, she eats herbs, believe it or not. I've given her a little bit of sage, and I've given her some oregano. She loves the mints. She's in an indoor kennel in the basement right now, but when I'm done with this video here, she's going outside. Not with the rest. She's mite-free. She's completely mite-free. But she's still going to be in her own separate area, but it'll be larger because the other ones will kill her because she's weak. She walks kind of, we'll show you if we can show her walk. Hey, Mighty Mite. She knows her name, too. I call her, and she'll come to me sometimes. Mighty Mite, watch how she walks sometimes. She lifts up the legs. Mighty Mite. Hey, Mighty Mite, can you walk for me? Show them how you walk. Come here. Hi, Mighty Mite. How you doing? Hi, Mighty Mite. Hi. Hey, Mighty Mite. Come here. Come here. That's about as fast as she walks. She can't fly. I tried doing the flying, had a cushion, and threw her up in the air, and she belly rolled on it. Hey, Mighty Mite. Hey, Mighty Mite. Mighty Mite. Hey, come here. Come here. Anyway, she's doing a lot better. She survived. The survival rate on hens when they're sick aren't very well, but this is a success story. Check this out, folks. The grapes are coming in. We're not going to have as many. Last year we didn't have any. We had a good bounty, but something ate them all. I think it was the raccoons. There's not many this year. But it's still early. This is my apple mint. I just cut it all down. It'll grow back. I'll get another harvest or two. This is what's left of my feverfew. I don't have much of it, but it'll grow back for this summer. Should get another harvest, I hope. This is one of my sad tomato plants. The chickmunks and the groundhogs are just killing them. But we're going to talk about those right now. Everybody, I'm seeing a lot of posts, people say, oh, I got this cute little chickmunk, I feed it by hand, it comes up to me, or I don't want to hurt it. And we have one relative that posted on Facebook, she just had one chickmunk living in a garage, and they didn't want it because it can do damage, so she trapped it and put it in a little cage and drove it a few miles away. And when she opened up the cage, it took off, and she couldn't see where it went. And she came back home, parked in her garage, went in the house. Next morning, got up for work, and guess what was greeting her in her garage? The chickmunk had jumped a ride home somewhere on the pickup truck all the way back. I'm sorry, folks. I love my animals. I've tended to trying to resuscitate and to bring back to health many of my animals. And we've had some success stories with one of our horses, ended up living 3.5, 4 years longer because of our intervention. But when it comes to critters that will harm, hurt my other critters or my vegetables or my living, they're gone. I used to release raccoons. They would come back. 10 miles away, they'd come back. Not no more. Everybody gets a proper notice that if you invade our space, and chickmunks and woodchucks are on the list, and raccoons. Possums, not so much. We don't have the horses here, so their poop is not going to affect any of my animals here. We'll kill horses. So they have a free ride. Over here, we got some rosemary. We got some oregano here. Got my chives. Love my chives. My lavender is not doing so well. Another tomato plant. Look at that. Isn't that sad? I'm not going to pull them out because I figured they'll go after something else until I get them. Look at that. They cut them all up. Put some red hot peppers there. Didn't deter them at all. That's a tobacco plant that was given to me. It's got a long ways to grow. And another sad tomato plant. French tarragon is, it's doing so-so. Yoga's doing okay, getting bigger. I harvest this bed of spearmint that's in the pellet pub right now, and I left this one alone because we're going to be selling some at a market next Saturday. Next Saturday, so we want it to be fresh. Some thyme, and I did leave a little bit of my sage in there. I should get another harvest out of that this year. And it looks like we have a friend. Hey, Millie. Hey, Millie, you going to say hi? Millie knows her name. Hi. Hi, girl. Are you ready for dinner time? Are you ready for dinner? When I'm done here, I'm going to get you some dinner. I hear some noises back there, and I see Santana. How you doing, boy? I'm watching you. I think there's another goat behind that. They've done a great job. They've been eating all of this stall up. And The pigs don't go down there as much, and that's okay because I haven't gotten around to putting a fence to block off that farm scum pond back there. So they've been pretty well staying up on this area. They've been clearing that land up. But as you can see, they're doing a good job. The new little chickens over there are doing well. Still not big enough to be released. They will get hurt badly by the two roosters and the other chickens. So I have them there with the 3 ducks. And they'll be there for another 6 to 8 weeks, I'm guessing. Hey, Butch. How you doing, buddy? Hey, Butch. Come here. Hey. Hey, buddy. Hey, what's going on? What's the verdict? Hey, are you a little itchy there? Come here, I'll scratch you. Come here. Come here. Hey, hey. Hey, you want to scratch? Come on. Come on. Don't give me that sad goat eye look. Well, that's it, folks. Just a little tour of some more harvesting today. And probably not going to do another one of harvesting. You've seen one harvest, you've seen them all, right? I'll probably end up doing another one after I package them all up. Our next video is going to be a visit to the future Orioles Nest Bed and Breakfast, which is going to be located about 3 miles from here. Lovely, lovely couple, and the name Orioles Nest came from the wife of the bed and breakfast. Her, I believe it was uncle or great uncle in Wisconsin back in the early, what, 30s, 40s? Opened up a little cabin resort, and matter of fact, he wrote a book, and I just got my fingers on that book yesterday, and I've already got 2 chapters read. So that will be our next visit. You will love it. She's got a lot of beautiful, beautiful walking gardens. They've done a great job, and a lot of their decor that they have inside. It's a pole barn converted into a home, into a bed and breakfast, and it's just absolutely beautiful. Hey folks, if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you for stopping by, and hey, be nice to each other. What goes around comes around. Take care, bye.